Good morning, everyone. So, welcome back to your online class. So, today is your last day of the week, right? This section you will study about uh, how to do paper or making paper by hand. So, in this topic, perhaps you think of the experience of making paper in the past, not by the machine. What did you study last week, everyone? So last week you have learned here. Okay, you have learned about uh, the idea of making paper, but who make it, and you also have learned this uh, five vocabulary that we have the word like bark, the word like strike, the word like rack, pulp, and the word mold, right? As well as teacher also include with the definition like the word bark mean the hard outer covering of tree. The word strike mean to hit or attack someone or something forcefully or violently, right? Rack mean a piece, of usually old torn clothes. I mean old clothes. Number four, like pulp, mean a mixture of old paper, plant fibers, and wood, mixed with water until they form a soft weight mass used for making paper. And the last one, mold, mean a hollow containers, into which you pour a soft or liquid substance so that it will cool and harden into a shape of a container. Okay, so without further ado, we have to review some the vocabulary. So let's go, everyone. So what do you think about this picture, everyone? You can see like a small piece of wood, okay, and a machine. So they try to grind it. Example grind like when you put the coffee bean, okay, put the coffee bean into the machine and then it grind it into the small like powder, okay, in order to make the coffee. And making the paper, they use the skin of wood. Okay, they use old clothes because rack. Okay, so what do you think about this picture? So we call path, right? Mean that the mixture between like wood or like old paper and mixed with water till it form as a like the soft, okay, and they can make it as a paper. So what do you say about this, everyone? Like people have skin and tree also have skin as well. So the skin of tree mean bark, okay, bark. Okay, what do you say about this, everyone? Many objects hit together, okay, and sound sometimes can be sound something, okay. We call strike, okay. When you hit something like when you hit something like you knock and making a sound, we call strike as well. Okay, next, what do you see about the shaft here? The shaft here, they gonna make something or make paper, or the platform to to put the soft material like the powder or else. When it harden, it go to the same shape of this object. So what object is it? So it is mold, right? Mold. Okay, and we have the last one, here. The last one we have learned about the taking note last time. First you have recognized about the history of making paper. Number two, making paper, step one and step two, right? Then you have to use a fiber like press, straw, printing, mold, and process to fill in the gap. Okay. So you have completed the first one like the process. Number two, straw. Number three, printing. Number four, mold, and number five, press. Got it? Anyway, everyone, so teacher would like you to go directly to the lesson here. Okay, this is the lesson from the VOA Special English program. So you can also visit this website in order to see the full text or listen from the audio from here, the original one. Okay, so teacher want to play the full audio for you, but the teacher will select like this. Okay, so are you ready to start your listening, everyone? Okay, let's go.
The earliest process of making paper was done almost 5,000 years ago in Egypt and the Nile Valley. In those days, paper was made from strips of the papyrus plant.
Okay, so the question is that in the past, okay, in the past, what was paper made from? Okay, so in this text you hear in paper was made from stripe of papyrus plant. So what is papyrus plant? You can see here. Just copy that. Okay. What does it look like? Okay, so you can see here, everyone. So this is papyrus plant. So in the past, they use this one in order to make the paper. That really amazing. So where is it? Everyone, about almost 5,000 years ago, like in Egypt and Nile Valley. Okay. So you have to remember the first one. They mentioned about past 5,000 years ago, Egypt and Nile Valley. They use stripe up the papyrus plant in order to make the paper. So what about the modern one?
Modern paper making began in China about 2,000 years ago. This process produced paper from cloth, straw, wood, or the bark of trees. The raw materials are struck over and over until they become loose. Then they are mixed with water.
Okay, what about the modern paper, everyone? Modern paper, making began in China about 2,000 years ago. Okay. This process, produce paper from cloth, from straw, from wood, from the bark of trees, and the raw materials are struck over and over until they become loose. Then they are mixed with water. So struck mean in Khmer struck mean វាប្រហាអញ្ចឹងបើសិនជា raw material វាប្រហាទៅវិញទៅមកមានន័យថាត្រឡប់ចុះត្រឡប់ឡើង so until they become loose. Okay, this is another strategy from China. They use different from Egypt and Nile Valley, that they use papyrus plant, but China use cloth, straw like wood and the bark of tree. So after the water has been removed, the flat, thin form remaining is permitted to dry. This becomes a sheet of paper. So when they struck, the raw material such as straw, wood, or bark of the tree over and over, then they mix with the waters, and after that, when the water has been removed, okay, the plate thin form remaining permit to dry, and they becomes a sheet of paper. A light machine, started to be used for making paper near the end of 16th century. So 16th century. Now we are in the 21st century. So 26th century, it's a long time ago. So today, paper making is a big business, but it is still possible to make paper by hand. Since the steps are the same as using big machine. Okay. So let's check what they compare between when it be made by the machine and making by hand. So by dimension, the steps are the same as using machine. So you should choose paper with small amount of printing. All envelope, okay, are good for this reason. Color paper also can be used, as well as small amounts of newspaper. Small pieces of rags and clothes can be added. This should be cut into pieces about 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters.
Everything is placed in a container, covered with water, and brought to a boil. It is mixed for about 2 hours with some common chemicals and then allowed to cool. Then it is left until most of the water dries up. The substance left, called pulp, can be stored until you are ready to make paper.
Okay, so they mentioned about the container. So the container can be mold, covered with waters and brought to a bowl, and it is like mixed with about 2 hours with some common chemical and then allowed to cool. Then it is left till most of the water dry up. The substance left, called pulp, can be stored until you can ready to make the paper. Another process.
When you are ready, the pulp is mixed with water again. Then the pulp is poured into a special box or mold. The mold is made of small squares of wire that hold the shape and thickness of the paper. To help dry the paper, the mold lets the water flow through the small wire squares.
The question is that how the mold made from? How does the mold look like? So you see the sentence number 2, the mold is made of small squares of wire that hold the shape and thickness of the paper. So why we use the mold? To help dry the paper. The mold lets let the water flow through the small wire square, and then it remain a path inside there. After several drying steps, the paper is difficultly lifted back from the mold. It is now strong enough to be touched. The paper is smooth and pressed to remove trapped air. You can use a common electric iron used for pressing the clothes. There are many other technologies for people making paper using small machines. So let's just suggest here you can order more information about making paper from enterprise work like VITA. The address of the group website is enterprise work org. So if everyone, if you after you watch or let's study about this video, if you feel interested in making paper, you can just visit this website and you will know what thing you will do with the how to make the paper. Get a sell a small machine. Okay everyone, so okay, so you can see this video how they can make the paper. So what object is it that we just talk at the moment, everyone? So to watch the full video, you can explore more in the YouTube, everyone. So teacher would like to go back to our main lesson today, everyone. Anyway, after watching this video, teacher will have a lot of questions regarding to the history of making paper from the past until the modern paper makings, and how do we make the paper, and what are the process that people do in order to make a good modern paper. So everyone, so now we come to the end of your lesson today. Teacher would like to say thank you very much for your paying attention, and see you again in the second section. Goodbye everyone.